What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Jermaine Event, main on MMA, and today we are checking out this video from Flying Squirrel MMA, and it is about this past weekend's main event, or maybe just one side. I haven't checked it out, but the title is The Impossible Task of Being an Ian Garry fan and Ian Machado fan, and he is quite unbearable. All right, he is quite unbearable. I wanted nothing more for him to lose. I hate the way this dude talks. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you dress. I hate the way that you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like I don't like Ian Garry, man. The way his scripted speeches when he's talking, like he talks insane. All right. He thinks like he's this villain or some shit in a movie. And it's like, really, nobody cares. Like, that's my point about Ian Garry, is that nobody cares. Okay, like he thinks he's this, and people think all these things about him. I think, but for the most part, most people just don't think about Ian Garry. But you know, he did his thing. He had a good fight for the first 24 minutes, and then he almost got finished. All right, he almost got finished. Prates, some weird moves, because Prates didn't throw too much, but when Prates would throw and he would land, you would see a big reaction from Ian Machado. All right, you would see a big reaction from Ian Machado, and I don't know, man, just the movement, the circling, the mixing of the martial arts. He was just able to stifle Carlos Prates. Carlos was getting like 6 punches off, 9 punches off, 5 punches in a round. His offense was completely stifled until the last minute, where it looked like he was about to finish. He drops my boy Carlos. Sorry, I got little dog Stalla here. Got my BB Stalla, this Stalla. Shout out to Stalla, but you know, he completely shut down the offense of him, and Prates was never really able to get going into the last round. And then he kind of, like, when it seemed like he was going to finish Garry in the end of the fight, he just kind of, maybe, I'm thinking he didn't have the gas, all right? Because he could have just kept throwing. He could have, like, got on him and tried to keep that fight on the ground, where he was having some real success, his only real success of the fight. And with that, he just kind of let Garry get back to his feet. They returned to the mat, and he kind of just couldn't do anything with it. It was quite unfortunate for me. All right, it was unfortunate for me, and unfortunate for people who can't really stand Ian Garry, and I'm also one of those people. I'm a fan of Carlos Prates, but I think he'll bounce back and be a lot better than what we saw. Hopefully, we saw quite a few holes. One thing that I want to say that I thought was pretty alarming with Prates, and I thought he was going to get knocked out. Honestly, I thought Prates was going to get knocked out because Garry was so fast. He was overwhelming him with the speed, and Prates would like curl up in a ball, and then he would put his head down and lean forward. And I was tweeting, I was like, oh man, this guy is begging to be uppercutted. He's begging for like a either a teep kick to the chin or an uppercut KO, and he ate some nasty uppercuts. It happened. He didn't go down, but man, he was begging to get to eat some uppercuts. If whoever his next opponent is, if you don't take advantage of that flaw in his defense, like that was crazy to me. That was the craziest part, is that he just kept putting his head down and leaning forward with his guard off to the side, and just everything, just please, it's a platter. Please knock me the fuck out, is how I felt. Well, let's check out this video from Flying Squirrel MMA about the impossible task of being an Ian Machado fan.
So last night, Ian Garry put on a masterclass against Carlos Prates. He was not fighting like a vegan. He was not fighting like a cuck. Bro was swinging. All right, bro was styling. He was slipping punches like he was in the Matrix, like he was prime Adesanya. He was hitting takedowns like he was prime Jordan Burroughs. Actually, not Jordan Burroughs. Let's be real. Prime Marab. Maybe not even prime Marab. But what I'm saying, he dominated Carlos Prates. He was rocking him. He was driving him back. Look at him popping his head up, knocking the cigarette smoke out of his mouth. Beat him 4-1. Like I predicted, shameless plug. This was his best performance since Neil Magny.
Neil Magny's soul is in my back pocket as we speak right now.
But here's the thing. The
This
fact
dude's- I don't
that
like the way
half
this dude
the
be
content
talking.
that I consume about Ian Garry is him saying delusional things
Yes.
is a real travesty. Because I truly believe if I was deaf and illiterate, I would be an Ian Garry fan. I would love this guy. Like, if you want to enjoy Ian Garry, you just got to watch the UFC on mute. Just never know what his voice sounds like.
Exactly.
See him go undefeated. See him survive the fight with Shavkat. You know,
What's wrong with Ian Garry? I've never heard him say anything bad.
he's annoying, Granddad.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's annoying, Granddad.
What'd you say?
Like, I didn't know what a wag was
Yeah.
until I read an Ian Garry headline.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't need to know what a wag was. Imagine if I couldn't read, how free I would be.
Yeah.
Free as a bird. Because the
Ignorance
sad thing
is
is
bliss.
that Ian Garry is actually super nice at fighting. Oh my goodness. And here's another guy, Bilal Muhammad. Please, dude. I want to like you, Bilal Muhammad.
Why don't you
I
like
told you
Bilal?
Gary's IQ was going to win this. Dude, shut up, bro.
What are you talking
Ian Garry
about?
is super nice at fighting. He just beat a fighting nerd with 10 straight knockouts.
That's just straight hate. Like, why is he hating on Bilal saying that Gary was going to win with his IQ and then it happened? And he's hating on Bilal. Bilal did everything he said he was going to do. All right? Bilal did everything he said he was going to do.
4-1. Do I wish he actually knocked these dudes out cold? Yes. Is his wrestling cringy sometimes?
Hey,
yes. But as I'm watching him go 4 for 19 on takedowns, and knowing that Carlos Prates is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, I mean, I gotta admit, yeah, he looks like a 6-year-old against these black belts. But
Is he a black belt? My guy looked like he was lost. Like he wanted no part of the ground. You telling me Prates is a black belt? And he was worried about being on the ground with Ian Machado. That doesn't make any sense to me.
But what do I look like against black belts? I look like a blow-up doll against black belts. So props to him for holding his own. It's really a predicament. Because if you look into Ian Garry content at all, for any amount of time, outside of the ring, with the sound on, you will get pissed off.
Yeah.
He will piss you off.
It's trash.
Oh, what did he say? Did he say he's more Brazilian than Carlos Prates?
I'm more Brazilian than this guy is.
And why did he
But
say
he
he's more
stole
Brazilian
that
than Carlos
from
Prates?
Conor.
Because Carlos Prates smokes American cigarettes and he eats acai bowls?
I'm in Brazil having guaraná, açaí, and paçoquita.
Connor said it. Then Hamzat said it before his Gilbert Burns fight. And now he's repeating it. He's not coming up with anything original. That's my biggest thing, is that a lot of these people just repeat what Connor says. Ilya was doing it, you know. Ilya, when he went and grabbed the belt from Volk, he's trying to copy Connor. A lot of these guys just try their best to copy Connor, and he's doing it. Unfortunately, he can fight pretty well, but the way he talks is so weird, man.
More Brazilian than this guy is.
Bro is a tourist. Bro, literally, you named 3 tourist foods. Guaraná, acai, and paçoquita. So a soda, a smoothie, and a kid's candy? Okay, dude. Logic, bro. I'm pissed. And then he said Brazil is rooting for him?
Yes, I've got his whole country wanting me to win.
Dude, who are these Ian Garry fans he keeps talking about? Who are these Ian Garry fans? Have you met one? I've never met one. Have you met one?
Nah.
People in the comments. Are you an Ian Garry fan?
You're a cuck
Are you one of the
fan.
people who lurks in the shadows, never to be seen by the light of day? Are you one of them? Who are these dudes?
Hey, who are these niggas?
We lurk in the shadows. You will never find us. We are Ian Garry fans. You know, we live in the caves of Ireland. And we are also illiterate. You know, you gotta be illiterate, bro. You gotta be illiterate. Or his cousin and training partner. Like, there's no other way. Like, I know there's probably Irish people who are like, yeah, you know, he's cool. Oh, wait, let me try. You know, he's cool and all, but he's from my hometown. Okay, I don't know. There's probably Irish people who are like, yeah, he's cool. He's from my hometown. I like him, but... what do you mean, but? Huh? What do you mean, but? What do you mean, but, huh? Why is there a disclaimer on this guy? You know, I'm sure there's Brazilians at his gym who are cool with him. Charles Oliveira, he's cool with him. You know, I
don't get it.
He's a cool guy, you know. We fight, we train. Homem bom. One-on-one, I'm sure he's probably mad cool. As a training partner, especially, you know, he's super passionate about fighting. If you're passionate.
I don't know if he's that cool. I remember when Gilbert was getting ready to fight Hamzat and Ian was there, right? They had to tell Gary to like move away because they didn't like the energy Gary was bringing around there. Like he was definitely not being a great teammate and not coming off cool. And then it got to the point where I'm sure I remember Gary was talking about fighting Gilbert after that whole situation. So I don't know how cool this dude is, like one-on-one. I never understood this whole friendship. All right. But Charles doesn't speak English. I don't really know what this nigga is like, to be honest. I don't know what this nigga is like.
About fighting, he's probably a good friend. But then when he gets on the mic, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. It's like the moon, a werewolf seeing the moon. Except instead of becoming like a big scary werewolf, he becomes like one of those small annoying dogs that barks a lot. What did he say? Did he say he's next in line for the title?
Yeah.
And I'm next. Whoever wins that fight, if that fight goes ahead, that's my next opponent.
What's crazy is Dana White was like, yup, it's confirmed. He's the backup fighter. Why? He just got knocked out in this one.
Even though he lost in the number 1 contender? Why? Because he beat a number 13 ranked guy?
Doesn't make any sense.
By decision? I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed. Then you see his wife. Dude, I don't need to know all this. 3 lies you believed about Ian Garry. I'm sorry if you don't understand British humor and your humor is not evolved like us. Bro, shut up.
She's not British.
Why is she putting out 3-step tutorials to liking her husband? You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to put a 3-step process to me understanding your 25-year-old husband. 25-year-olds are not that hard to understand.
No.
You know? And why are you quoting? She's quoting Shakespeare. She's British.
No.
She's Brazilian. I thought that's why he took her last name. Also, he took her last name.
He took her husband's
pissed,
last
dude.
name.
I'm pissed. Every time.
That's not her last name. She got married to her first husband and took his last name, Machado. Then they got divorced. She kept the name. She married Ian. Ian kept Machado, added Gary. And then Gary took her first husband's last name so that his son would have the same last name as him, Machado Gary. But as I'm saying, that's her first husband's last name. It has nothing to do with any of them.
Bro, I would be a diehard. I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. I'd be signing. It'd be a video. You'd see my face or my hands. And I'd be signing up a storm how much I love Ian Garry. The thing is, man, could you imagine if Ian Garry didn't talk as much? Oh, yeah, let me stop, though, because I'm attacking his family. You're attacking my family. Could you imagine, though, if Ian Garry didn't talk as much and he just kept his personal life to himself?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Could you imagine? Imagine a world where Ian Garry keeps his personal life and other people's personal life to himself. And he doesn't broadcast it to hundreds of thousands of people. Right? Because all this is optional. His wife's middle name thing, that could be just something personal he keeps to himself. His marriage, but he puts it out there. Mm-hmm. He dishes it out to others. He's always making personal jabs about the lifestyles of his opponents, especially if he thinks he can beat him. Shavkat, you didn't hear a peep.
No.
You didn't hear, I have the utmost respect for Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think he's a boogeyman, and I'd love to get in there against him and show who I am. You know? Yep. Completely just the utmost respect, like Shavkat was the president. But Neil Magny?
They should have.
Have you said thank you once?
He beats his kids, how dare you? You know, oh my gosh. Neil Magny lost custody of his kids because of Ian Garry. Jeff Neal, he put the mugshot of Jeff Neal out here. Colby Covington, he's talking about you're washed, you're scared, you're running from me. I'll whoop you. I mean, let's be honest. Colby Covington, I'd like to see Ian Garry. That's how he can win us back, man.
Nah.
He talked about Carlos.
I'd love to see Colby Covington beat the shit out of Ian Machado.
You're not Brazilian. You're smoking cigarettes. You have a bad
All my
lifestyle
niggas like
and you're a
Kobe.
quitter.
He's a quitter. Now you've got to pull up the video of him quitting. Mid-fight. I'll fucking show you.
I could never quit. Me, I mean, just me. He hit him with the me personally. That could never be. I wouldn't let that slide.
I don't like his energy.
Could you imagine you're signed up to fight against Ian Garry and he goes and he looks up the most embarrassing, shameful moment of your life and he hits Brett Okamoto with, I mean, honestly, if it was me, I wouldn't let that slide. But that's cool. Whether he's trying to be a heel on purpose or not, delusional self-confidence is annoying when it's not backed up. But when it equals the result, then it's appreciated.
Nah.
Right? Ilia Topuria was arrogant and annoying.
But you can
at one
see
point. When he was ranked number 7, he was arrogant and annoying. Then he backed it up and he slept a bunch of champions. Now we respect him. Now everyone is Team Ilia versus Islam. Muhammad Ali was arrogant and annoying also before he was champion. But then he backed it up and he slept a bunch of champions. Then he stood on business.
So why do you hate Bilal then? If by this theory, Bilal should have been annoying, and then he beat the shit out of Leon Edwards. He did everything he said he was gonna do. Then he was like, "Give me Shavkat. If he's the tough guy, give me Shavkat." Shavkat unfortunately got injured. Give me the next scariest dude. Give me Jack Della Maddalena, who just slightly touches you when you go out. He's doing everything he said he would do. And just based off of this logic, bro, you should really rock with Bilal. But that's just me being logical.
Protested the Vietnam War, was stripped of his belt for 3 years, came back and slept the champion again. So yeah, he gets respect. Now Ian Garry, he's ranked number 7. He's annoying. Has he slept any champions? No. Who's the last person he slept? Daniel Rodriguez. Okay,
Hello.
Has not beaten any champions, but has taken ranked guys to decisions. So yes, he is still annoying. Prates has more respect. Prates has more fans because he KOs dudes. He may be KOing unranked, door-to-door vacuum salesmen, but he doesn't make a big mess about it. He doesn't talk all a mess about it. Even the Bible, it says, a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent. That's why we like Carlos Prates. These silent assassins, they knock people out. Shavkat Rakhmonov. You haven't heard Shavkat say a doggone word. Shavkat Rakhmonov can talk like this. You have no idea what his voice sounds like.
Nah, I mean, if you don't look for it, you're not gonna find it. Shavkat was saying he would easily beat Hamzat, especially after that Ian Garry fight. I fucking doubt it. I couldn't believe he was talking. I find him annoying.
Rakhmonov can talk like this. You have no idea what Shavkat Rakhmonov sounds like.
Yeah, you do.
But you want him to fight for the title. He's one of the coolest welterweights in the whole UFC.
No, he's not.
Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps his mouth shut.
Bro, you gotta pay attention. You're not paying attention to anything.
Here's the thing, man. I can respect Ian Garry for taking these fights on short notice against tough guys. I really do, because you don't see that from a lot of people. I can respect him for standing on what he says and doubling down and defending his wife, defending his kids, defending his name. I can respect that, man. That takes a real man. I can respect him. He's 27 years old. For him to be as confident as he is, for him to be as camera ready as he is, media trained as he is. I know 30-year-olds who can't talk to women, bro, without shaking. Ian Garry, he cuffed a rich, successful 40-year-old woman.
Was she rich?
When he was 25 years old, he can talk to a camera. He can talk to a crowd. He demands what he wants.
All right, I'm over this video. End of the day, the main story here, Ian Machado is insufferable. He's unbearable. I don't rock with his vibe, the way he talks. He's just annoying, bruh. He's annoying. And yeah, he did kind of back it up in the octagon. But I think Dana White putting him as the backup fighter for the title fight after beating number 13, who there was all these question marks. He's never been put in that situation against such a high-level fighter, a highly ranked fighter. And when he got tested, he didn't look that good. All right? Against Ian Garry, who didn't look amazing against Shavkat, and now this guy's getting a title fight. Why isn't Sean Brady the backup? Sean Brady just dominated Leon Edwards finished Leon Edwards. Kamaru couldn't finish Leon. Bilal couldn't finish Leon. Sean Brady just made it look easy. And somehow Machado is the backup fighter, dude. Just, that's what I was saying. I was trying to interview Montel Quick Jackson, Christian Rodriguez, the guys from my hometown. I was trying to interview these guys through Calf Kick Sports because it's clear how important just speaking, you know, that's very important for a lot of fighters. Just being able to, even if it sounds like delusion, all right? If you're Juliana Pena and you're like, Amanda Nunes is scared to fight me because she knows I'll beat her. Everybody can be like, you're fucking delusional. But then she goes in there and beats Amanda Nunes. And you're like, holy shit, she spoke it into existence. She spoke it into existence. So that's why I would love to interview these local guys like Quick and C-Rod just to like ask them these questions so that they could try and drum up some kind of storm. I feel like a lot of people don't know who these guys are, and they don't really speak too much in the media. Go out there and say, I'd fuck Max Holloway up. Go up there and say, just talk shit. Get people thinking, even if they don't agree with you. If they're like, dude, he's fucking crazy. If you're like, I'd fuck Giga Chikadze up today. All right. And they're like, what? That dude's crazy. At least they're talking. Put it out there in the conversation, and you're much more likely to get that fight than people who just show up, fight, and don't say anything to anybody. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Head on over to Flying Squirrel MMA. Give them a like. Let them know Mama sent you. But let me know what you guys think about Ian Garry in the comments. Is he the rightful backup fighter for this weekend's card? I say no, or 2 weeks from now. And UFC 315 or 16, one of them. He's the backup fighter. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, ladies and gents. Thank you guys for being here once again. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see yous soon.
I'm more Francis Ngannou. I be the biggest problem out of any nigga I know. A little old school like some 45 vinyls. You niggas old dudes, what that do to the wino? I do it the commercial way, pay without the splits.